The Supreme Court has granted interim bail to Professor Ali Mahmoodabad after he was arrested over his comments on Operation Sindoor and Colonel Sophia Qureshi. The Supreme Court has granted him interim bail, although the Supreme Court was very critical of the professor also, as well after he had made those comments, that post that he had put out on social media. And the court has asked, you're asking for right to free speech, but where is your duty? We understand, he's got some relief from the court at the moment, but yes, also pulled up by the Supreme Court over the post that he had put out. My colleague Nupur is joining us on the broadcast here. Nupur, so some relief for Professor Ali Mahmoodabad, but at the same time, the court has been critical of his views, of the post that he had put out, saying that where was his sense of duty when he put out that post?
Yes, of course, the Supreme Court, first of all, took a very dim view of the posts that were made by him. The top court, in fact, now it's not only one but two social media posts of him were brought to the notice of the top court. Top court found that the investigation needs to continue in this case and in fact wrapped him for his remarks and said that at the time when the country is facing such a grave crisis, he should have been careful about the words when he's a learned man, he's a professor and has a doctorate. So it is not expected that what he is writing, he doesn't know the meaning of his words. But the Supreme Court, noting the peculiar facts of the case, has granted interim relief, interim bail to him on certain conditions. But the court at the same time has directed constitution of an special investigation team, which will comprise of at least one women IPS officer and another IG rank officer. The top court has, while granting him bail, has put several conditions on him and has in fact barred him from making any social media posts with regards to the Operation Sindoor or any case related, any instance related to it in the meanwhile, for the time he's out on bail. So yes, he was in fact, he faced a rap from the top court, but he has been granted this relief of an interim bail.
So the Supreme Court has formed an SIT to investigate the case. What is the SIT going to look into?
The SIT, the Supreme Court, noted that certain statements by him in that post will have to be, ascertained. The language will have to be ascertained whether they were actually, in fact, problematic or were posted with an intent to create disharmony or communal disharmony at a time when the country was going through this case. So the top court has constituted this SIT to investigate the matter, and while noting that the investigation in this case must go on, but has granted him this interim relief of bail. Remember, senior advocate Kapil Sibal, appearing for him, had in fact appealed to the court that everyone has a right to free speech, and he is just expressing his opinion. He is also praising the country, and he has ended the post with Jai Hind. And he should be granted bail as his wife is 9 months pregnant and is set to deliver a child any time now. So the top court, while noting all the facts, has granted this bail to him, but the case is still on against him. The investigation will go on. And in fact, now the SIT has to be constituted within 24 hours by the DGP.
Okay, all right. Well, Nupur, we understand the Supreme Court, while giving relief, interim bail to the professor in this case, also pointed out to the fact that the comments that were made by the professor in connection with Operation Sindoor and the social media post that he had put out was definitely offensive in nature, saying that, the professor through that post was trying to gain cheap publicity. Those are very strong statements, strong remarks that have been made by the court in connection with this case.
Yes, definitely strong remarks coming in from the court. The court said that the court observed that it is, in fact, the court also observed that this is not only the single case. It has seen many cases like this where people are going on to write whatever they want in the name of free speech. But where is the sense of duty when it comes to, especially in these times, it is the time when people have to behave sensibly. So, noting all these facts, the court has in fact asked him, imposed several conditions on him while granting him bail. He has been in fact asked to even surrender his passport. And the top court has also said that he should not make any comments with regards to crisis recently faced by India. With regards to this particular terrorist attack on Indian soil, that it was referring to Operation Sindoor and the Pahalgam attack. So the top court has made, strong observation against him. It has granted him interim bail, but the investigation will continue, and it will continue at a faster pace.
So you're saying that he's been asked to surrender his passport as well?
Yes. He has been asked to surrender his passport as a condition.
Okay, that's the condition, one of the conditions that have been imposed on him. But is that usual process? We've seen that happening in a lot many cases. But in connection with this case, why is it important? Help us understand. Why has the professor been asked to surrender his passport as well? The court clearly doesn't seem very convinced.
Yes, of course it is. If we see the very recent example of the Madhya Pradesh minister, in this case also the same bench has passed a similar order where the minister was seen making certain offensive remarks against Colonel Sophia Qureshi. So this week the top court has constituted an SIT to investigate the minister. That order was also passed on the similar lines, and the court had said that it will not, any matter which is related to the national security and armed forces, it will not back down. In fact, it has asked the SV Raju, who was appearing on behalf of the state, to come up in the next hearing with a detailed response on how, if he has any evidence that the statements made by the professor were actually offensive towards any women army officer. The top court said that if it was found that he has made any offensive statements about army officers, then that would not be taken lightly.
Okay, all right. So we understand the hearing will take place in some days from now, but for the moment some conditions have been imposed on the professor as to he can't move out of the country. His passport, the court has asked him to surrender his passport as well, and we understand now he's been given relief. He's been given interim bail by the court, but at the same time some very strong observations that have been made in the case by the court making it very clear that there has to be some sense of duty. This was not the time when such kind of comments or remarks should have been made by the professor. He's a learned man, he's a professor in a reputed university, and this is not something that is expected from him. And we understand now, well, he's got some relief from the court at the moment, but the hearing will continue in this case.